Hello everyone. So I've got a quick and easy card and a quick and easy video for you guys today. I had posted a card similar on my blog for a recent MFT challenge, and I had done a really simple die cut, and the way it was done, I got so many requests to do a video to show how it was done. So I'm going to combine that with this week's challenge, which is to use MFT stencils, which they've got tons of stencils. So for this card, I chose the circle grid stencil, and I just put it on an angle, which really was somewhat pointless. Just because of the type of stencil, it didn't really matter how you put it on the cardstock. But I had some smooth white cardstock that I die cut with the big layering die from the Blueprints 1 Die-namics set. And then I just adhered the MFT circle grid stencil over it, just holding it in place with some micropore tape. Painter's tape would work just as well, but I had this sitting beside me. And then I'm using several of MFT's dye inks and just sponging them over the stencil with little sponge daubers. Usually I use my Ranger mini ink blending tool when I want to sponge over stencils, just because I like it, gives it a smoother blend, I think, because of the quality of the sponge. But I'm using several colors and wanted to kind of fit them all on here. So the little sponge daubers work a little bit better. And I will list all the colors I've used with the supplies, as always. I love MFT's dye inks for like stencils and blending and that sort of thing, because as they dry, they kind of smooth out a bit and then they blend together a little bit better, and it's just so pretty. So purposely left the edges to kind of fade off and like do their own thing. And then for the die I wanted to use, got the Happy Word die from the Accent It Celebrates set of Die-namics. And I was using my grid paper pad here to kind of line up the die. And then, like an idiot, I only put tape on the one side, just the same micropore tape, just a scrap left over from the stencil. And I should have taped both sides, because after I adhered everything to the card and finished the card, I realized it die cut slightly crooked. So totally driving my OCD up the wall. But as always with kids and life and everything I have going on, didn't have time to completely redo the card, redo the video. I just went with it. So it's not a huge, like, it's not really crooked, but, and maybe if I didn't say anything, nobody would notice, but I can. So the top part of this die cut stenciled cardstock, I just adhered flat to a layer of black licorice cardstock, and that layer I had also die cut with the large die from the Blueprints 2 set, which I've used a million times. I always like to use Blueprints 1 and Blueprints 2, and I use those 2 large dies to die cut layers. You can do the same thing with your paper trimmer. I just like, you get a cleaner finished edge when you die cut. It's just a matter of preference. So adhered that piece flat with my Tombow Monomulti, making sure not to ooze out too much glue, because you don't want glue oozing out the edges or around the letters or anything like that. And then for the bottom part, I'm going to pop this up on some foam tape. And because these letters are so small, I'm using the Cool Tack clear foam. And you saw the piece that I cut, not a very big piece at all. It doesn't take very much, and then I just trim it down with my scissors, kind of cut it in half and cut just little tiny pieces off of it to add to the letters. And I don't completely cover the letters. One, that would take forever. And 2, it's just not necessary, but I just want enough so that they don't get completely mushed if I decide to pop this in the mail. And then for the base part of this cardstock, I just use my regular foam tape, because I'm not going to waste the clear foam on that part, because it's just not necessary. I only use the clear on the letters just because you'll see kind of behind that a bit. And then super easy to line up, because I line it up exactly like flush basically with the top part. And then you'll see in the pictures at the end, it's just kind of floating there. I don't adhere or keep the center parts of any of the letters. I just don't think it's necessary. Plus it kind of makes them stand out just a little bit more. But yeah, that is all I did, and it was the same thing with the other card. The only difference with the other card was I'd stamped the cardstock instead of using a stencil, and then I stamped a sentiment below the die cut word. But this time I just trimmed a couple thin little strips of black cardstock and adhered those below the die cut word, just to, again, make it kind of pop out a little bit more. And then to finish off the inside of the card, I just took that stencil again that still had the tape on it and quickly taped it down to the inside of my card, and then quickly sponged the exact same colors. This time using a little bit of a lighter touch. I didn't want it too dark, but just lightly sponge the same colors on the inside. Just kind of tie it all together and bring a little bit of color to the inside of the card. And then peeled that off. And then I've got the Happy Everything stamp set. And I just grabbed the word birthday from the set, and I'm going to ink that up with black licorice hybrid ink. So get that lined up first on my little acrylic block there, and my head kind of pops in the way. So then ink that up with the black licorice hybrid ink. I always prefer the hybrid inks for sentiments. That's another question I get a lot of is, you know, do I prefer dye inks or hybrid inks? And sorry, my head gets in the way again. For sentiments, I prefer hybrid inks. They're just crisper and it's perfect. So stamp the sentiment, and that finished off the inside of the card. And then for the outside, I decided to just adhere the stenciled and popped up little panel here just flat to my card. I could have popped up with foam tape as well, but I thought I'd keep things a little more simple. So I'm going to adhere that into place, and then that's all there was to it. So as always, there will be a link below the video to my blog post, links to all the supplies used, all that information. So just check out the description box below the video if you're interested. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing and thumbs upping my videos. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you all soon in the next one. Bye.